Okay, so what I've been doing now is we're going to do the other eye now. I always like to do the eyes together because you can just remember what you've done and they come out looking like they actually match, you know, like a matching pair. So I've just put some more 4H on here because I can see the shadow in my picture. You should have it up here. That's what I'm planning anyway. And now we're going to, I've just put a bit of base on. Now we're just going to go with the charcoal pencil and my blender. So we're still using General's charcoal, the hard one. And I'm using my blender, which I actually write charcoal on it. So it's a big fat one anyway. And that's for the F graphite, see? I name it on the other side. Okay, so I'm actually working at the table now because I couldn't get the board to stop moving, and I'm going to try this. So let's see how this goes. I don't normally work at a table. I find you've got to be very conscious of what you do with your neck, even more so. So I've got to try and be aware of keeping upright, and we'll see how it goes. I hope it goes all right. I'd like to do this for you. So yeah, just copying the picture. She's got quite heavy eyebrows actually. Beautiful shape eyebrows. Okay, now we're going to, we've got a little bit of a base here, so I can do this. Just having a look here. Yeah, got a line that goes down here. But then we've got the corner of her eyes coming. Just paying very close attention to this angle here, because this is important. It's coming like that. And then we've got her eye line coming. It's kind of this angle. See, although I've traced this on, you still need to pay attention. So when anyone says to you, oh, you've only traced it on, well, as you've seen, and you've tried yourself, to trace things on and get them to come out right, especially for a portrait, it's tricky. It does take some application, and I think it takes just as much application as drawing actually. It's a different thing, but you've still got to be very, very careful. And now you're drawing, because you can't rely on those lines. Yes, you may have been very careful putting them on, but you still need to check everything all the time, just like you've drawn it on. If you've drawn this on, you'd be checking it the whole time, making sure that everything is right, all the angles are right. This is what I tend to do, is I just tend to put lines in and then look at everything like her eyelashes now. I'm looking at the angle of her eyelashes, and they're just very slight angles all the time, and especially for such a small picture of this is a small portrait really, I think, to get everything, you know, to get everything in the right place. It's quite a small portrait, so you can't get a lot of detail in, but what you can get right is the angles. It's quite dark in there. Right, now I'm going to put her iris line in. Just looking again, it's almost straight, this line, you see, when you look at the picture. So try not to make it too rounded. I know we've got round irises, but you're not seeing the whole of the iris, of course, because, well, half of it is under her eyelids, bottom and the top. So you're not going to see a round ball. You're just going to see, let's go. Yeah, see that's kind of going like that. Then make sure that this little space here is what you've got left on your picture. That's a really good way to do it actually. It's a really, really good way. This is a bit lighter here. And this, kind of light over the top there. A bit more shading here. It's quite dark, so I'm going to put it in with the charcoal, and then we can just soften it with the little stump, or a big fat stump actually. This is fatter than usual, but you know, it's got a nice tiny point, so that's okay. But you don't stick the point in. You draw with this, but you're not going to stick the point in. I mean, really, all the time, you know, everything I'm saying really is kind of geared up for people that have never done this before. You know, people that have used a paper stump, they know you don't stick the top in. But there are people watching this that have never tried this before. And, you know, I want them to be able to really get this together. I really want them to. Right, so what I'm looking at here is we've got, yeah, this is going up here a bit. Kind of got quite a strong little line there. Then I'm looking at this space here. Is it the same as my picture? Yeah, it's pretty good. It's okay. For now, it's okay. I'm just going to put a little bits there. There's a little bit that comes out there that's at that angle, and it's her eyebrow. We've got two little things there. It's very soft. You know, they're not going to be all harsh. So we'll just put some marks in now. Say that, yes, that's her eyebrow. Then we'll put the pupil in. Now we've got to get the pupils both looking at us. Now the other pupil is just up here, very, very close, very close. It's in the middle. It's a good thing to aim for the pupil to actually be in the middle of the eye. I'm not sure. I think sometimes you'll find that they're not quite. And you've got to copy the person's eyes because their pupils may not, they're not like anybody else's. So just got to copy what they've got. Make sure they're the same size. Right, so I'd just like to talk you through this next part because I did a couple of short videos and they kind of just disappeared, so I don't know what happened there, but I needed to explain what I did with this bit here really, and it didn't take very long. It wasn't a very long job at all. What I did was, I haven't really finished off the eye yet. I got to the point where I just got the eye in, and then I wanted to get this shading in here, so then I can go dark, finish the eye off and go dark with the pupil and everything. What I did was I just then put 4H over the whole of the area, like I did up here on her forehead. And then I had the F graphite pencil, and I did all of the darker shading around here, all of that there, did all that there, a little bit round here, and I did a bit more shading up here. Then again with the charcoal pencil I got this really dark area here, And as you can see, I've done no blending at this point. And then I put the charcoal on the darker area here, and a little bit round here, and a bit round here on these areas here, because it wasn't quite dark enough. And then I was just about to start doing the eye and finish off the eye, and what happened was I thought I'll have a break now and have a look at the videos, and they were gone. So 2 videos had just disappeared. But I am having a bit of trouble with my computer, so anyway, I just thought I'd talk you through this bit. And then the last bit I did on this bit was I just went with the blending stump, just blended it all over, just very gently, really, really gently, just then merged it out and faded it out very, very gently. So there's no lines to be seen here. There is a bit of a shading line coming down here, but there's no real lines to be seen there. And there's a lighter area in there anyway, which I've kind of left out and just blended it over. And I can see what's happening here is I've got a bit of charcoal on the tooth there. So I'm just going to take that off. Just run the pencil, the Tombow rubber over it. You don't need to press. Just run it over it and it takes it all off. And I think before we do the blending on the other side of the face and her nose, we'll get her teeth in. We'll get the white teeth in next, so that they stay nice and white. Because even if stuff gets on top of the white, we can dab it with a putty rubber like you would with pastel, and you're still left with a white base, but you take off all the dust that may have accumulated. Whereas if it goes straight into the paper, it'd probably be okay actually. It's just quite nice to see the teeth happening. Anyway, so that's what I did. So I'm going to stop the video now and then just check that it's all working. If it is, I might do a bit more on the eye now. Right, so I'm just going to do a bit more on her eye. Let's move in a bit closer. That's it. Yeah, this needs to be a fair bit darker, I think. I've just noticed something else, and that's not quite right there. It needs to come in a bit more. Right, so yeah, this is needing to be a lot darker. Just about here really, where her eyelashes are. Darker in here. Get the pupil nice and dark. Now, as I was saying in one of the videos that I lost, the pupils are always matte. They're never shiny because they're holes. They need to be nice and dark. Same size, like I said already. And I had put a bit of 4H in here. I don't think I explained that to you just now. And then again, we're going to make the iris outline darker. Just looking at my picture here. that line there is that's our eyelashes. It needs to be kind of just merged, resting on the top there. And it does go out quite a way actually. Needs to be darker. That needs to be darker in there. That needs to be darker again. Every time you blend, you see it takes off some of the charcoal. You just have to build it up really, just gradually. Just being careful not to make this too big. And it's a bit darker than this eye. There's a bit less light getting to it there, so just needs to be that little bit darker. A bit of darkness here, put that back in. That needs to be a bit darker. Now, you have to be a bit cautious when you're in artificial light like I am now. I could easily get this wrong. Yeah, that's what I noticed. With my little Tombow rubber, I'm just going to take out some of this here. This, just very gently. It needs to be doing this kind of thing, but it's just a bit too much up here. It's a bit softer, that is. Better. It's much softer, that's better. Her eye looks better now. Her pupils a bit bigger. Just take out a little bit of charcoal by rubbing it over like that. Just take it off a bit. That's it. Okay, so while we're at this point, I think rather than start the teeth now, I will put some shading on her nose, I think. So we'll get this. At the moment it's looking like it's coming out way too far. Now I think this is not right at all here. We'll get the rubber on that, I think. Yeah, that's yeah, that's not right there. We'll just use the charcoal just to look at this. There. Then we'll this off, the darkness here. And the darkness we've got here is just about this kind of area. It's just like a little square showing there. And that's slightly rounded. That's coming down the edge of her iris. It's quite dark there. There's our little squarish shape. Yeah, that's far too strong there. This isn't right at all. So we'll take this off. Just run the rubber over it very gently and it'll take everything off. Just something about the rubber, you don't have to rub it, the graphite or the charcoal just adheres to it, just likes to adhere to rubber. All you have to do is touch it and it'll come off. You don't want to rub hard, and if you're working on more delicate papers, you don't want to upset the paper surface. There, that's just a bit too coming down too much. That's better. That's better. Then we've kind of got a bit. That's it. Then it kind of goes in a bit here. And then that's our mark there. See it? It's still there. You can still see it. And it's going like this. It's only a small mark, but it's quite a strong guideline there. And this is much lighter here. Take that off there. We'll go with this with the blender and it'll soften it all up. It's just that this is a bit strong here. Don't touch it. I touch my work so much when I'm doing my pastels. I have to really restrain myself from touching pencil. And I treat the charcoal like a pencil as well. Just train myself up when I'm doing this not to touch it. Darker line there. It's coming out more. And then in. And if you're very gentle with this, you see you'll preserve what you've put on. That's a little bit wrong there. That's it. Now that's coming in into the light there, you see. This area is white. That's the light coming through their heads. And the baby's ear, you're only seeing the bottom of the baby's ear. That's her ear there, just there. We won't put that in yet. This is dark here. Put a bit more depth in there. slightly there. A little bit of white, a little fleck there really. I'll colour it in, but it will stay because it's not as strong as the other bits.